Good morning, friends. I hope that I can record all right with my voice being like this, and that somehow it's gonna be heard on the tape. But you get what I'm saying. The reason I'm still recording, even with my voice being like this, is that because throughout many life experiences, I have learned that the best way to have something come to you is to actually reach for it. So if I want my voice to come back, I have to start using it. I have to start speaking. And this is partially what this video is about. Now, I'm going to build a little pocket, a little shelf on my channel of videos that are related to my spiritual awakening. That has kind of took me by surprise in 2017, and my life has changed so drastically and dramatically ever since, and it keeps on changing. I feel like the moment you step into the process of awakening, it just never really ends. You never really stop learning and evolving and being surprised by the universe and all the magic that is around, and plus all the lessons and little lessons that you learn about yourself, right? That this inversion process. So today I was listening to a audiobook about redwood trees. Forgive me, I'm terrible with names and I don't remember the name of the book, but this is the one that I've been coming back to over and over again because I'm fascinated with the way the author describes everything in this book, and my fascination with the redwood forest kind of fits in perfectly with that book. So I've been listening to it probably 4 times already, and certain chapters I just keep coming back to because they're so detailed, and they describe in words what I've encountered while I was in the redwood forest. So to me, hearing that is kind of like realizing that someone else has felt it too, because when you're there, it's very hard to explain what it is that you feel, unless of course probably if your language skills are really good and you know how to have all these descriptive words, right? Then you can write a book and relay everything about what that place makes you feel like inside. Now, the author said in one of the chapters, not one of the, I believe it's the first or second chapter, that this a girl, Marie Antoine, she was a tree climber when she was little. Her mom was diagnosed with bone cancer and was said to have 3 months to live. And one of the things that he says that her mom was, concerned that her daughter will not remember her because the 4-year-old children don't hold memories. And that was like a huge epiphany that rang a big bell in my head. And the epiphany was that it is so true, looking at my own children and looking at other children, and this description in the book, how children just, they don't hold on to anything really, right? They live in the moment, and even they're like, if you have children and your children are trying to be on Instagram or YouTube, having their YouTube channel, they just like grab the phone, they just want to film whatever is now and release it out, and that's it, and then they never look back at it, right? And we are like overthinking, and well, speaking of myself, thinking about how to put it correctly, how to cut here, trim here, connect here, how to make it flow. To them, they're just in the flow, and they're not afterwards not holding on to like coming back to that or anything like that, right? It's done. And we have all these Instagram pages and stuff, Facebook pages, where we collect our memories, especially the best ones, right? And of course we are collecting the bad memories as well. And that's exactly what the Epiphany was about. Now, the bad memories, I believe, is what essentially happens to us, is why we age, or why destruction happens in our body. Now, because everything is a representation of something within the physical, right? So, let's say, I see it like this, that everything that all the memories and all the stories that I was about to tell, they were on the tip of my tongue. I was about to tell them, to speak them into existence and share them, and I didn't. They stayed within my teeth, and at some point the teeth, like everybody's teeth, begin to decay, right? Because all of those stories, all of those unsaid words, all of those emotions and feelings that were supposed to pass through, they just got stuck, right? And then they materialized into bacteria, into a physical being, and then created a decay of some sort. Also, another perfect example, I've been channeling and receiving guidance since that very first day of my clear awakening that happened in 2017 when I was 33, literally almost on my birthday. And I always knew my whole life that something is gonna happen when I'm 33. I just don't know what it is, but I knew like 33 is that big year, and then bam, it's just all changed. And I've been very connected even prior to that, but I was deep asleep, I kind of was a little bit unsure, well, not unsure, I was just living a life of how would I describe it? I'm not gonna even focus on that. It's not coming right now, so we're gonna let it slide. You know what I mean. Now, when the awakening happened, and my first urge, I picked up oracle cards. I went into all of the stores and I picked up oracle cards, and I was just reading the oracle cards and tarot cards without knowing how to read them at all, but because I was completely channeling and receiving guidance that was so clear. I mean, everybody around me thought that I was crazy, especially my my former husband, because if you have ever gone through something like that, it becomes very challenging for the people around you, because you were one way all the time, and then all of a sudden you're like, I know what's gonna happen, and I see all these things, and these things are being told to me, all this information is pouring, and I know how this is made, and I know how this is created, and I know the technology for this, and all of a sudden I saw a dream about this and that. Like, it's incredible. You know, it's kind of like you're opening a Pandora's box and just doesn't close, and you go through all these lessons, and all this information just keeps coming and coming and coming, and all I could do is read the cards to communicate better. The cards were mostly to confirm what I was receiving, and then pads and pads and pads of notes and on different technologies and on different philosophical things, issues on how the world is made. It just comes to you, and I'm sure that I've heard people going through very similar things, so I know this is not like anything out of ordinary, to be honest with you. So, but because I was met with a lot of skepticism from my closest ones, I at some point dropped the cards, and I thought, well, yeah, it kind of does make me look crazy. And then I went through all sorts of things in my life: divorce, having to find a new place to live, being completely on my own with my children, figuring out what I'm gonna do next, from being just a housewife, having to now figure out, oh my God, like, I have to get ready to support my children on my own, and my former husband helps with the schools and all of that, right? And we're 50-50, but the 50% that they're with me, I have to provide a roof out of thin air, and all the rest of stuff. So while that was happening, I was simultaneously going through an awakening experience, and at that time I was also still drinking and smoking cigarettes, and I was dealing with getting clear from addictions, not allowing the stress to pass through me to the children, like holding the fort, being like everything is like totally fine, just standing strong. Meanwhile, receiving all this guidance that at some point I now realize that some of it was so distorted because of how distorted I was within my addictions, and how I received distorted guidance because my vehicle was incapable to receive any other vibration. I don't think higher or lower vibration is better or worse, right? I could not receive the goodness, the good vibration, because my body was just, my vehicle could not channel it. So I was channeling like all sorts of stuff, right? And I have to use so much discernment, because I was like, well, this is not how I really see the world, but for some reason this is coming to me. Why? Then I realized that I was doing it to myself because my heart was open, the channel, the source within me opened up, but my body was still not clear. So all of this stuff that I was receiving was being perceived by me in the physical, exactly on the vibration that I was on. Now, we'll get back to that in detail in further videos, but today what I want to say is one more important thing, is that at some point I tried to do a bunch of videos about it, and something wasn't right, and I was like, I know I have to get clear first. I know I saw a dream about clarity, and I knew that's my passes of becoming pure again, of becoming pure like a child, and then speaking my message with confidence and strength, standing in my purest form. And meanwhile, life kept happening, and I forgot. I would start channeling, and then something would go wrong, and I would just let it go. I would start recording videos that were so profound, all these things that I was receiving that were meant to be shared, and it just didn't I couldn't do it for some reason. And I've noticed that in the past couple of years, I started losing my voice a lot, out of nowhere, mostly when I would receive an incredible download, and I would not let it out. So for that matter, I decided that there's never going to be a perfect or a better time than now for me to start just relaying all of this wonderful, beautiful information, all these insights that I've been receiving, and they come sometimes in the waking hour. That stayed between. Something is flying on the freeway. It's so interesting. It's flowers, guys. Oh my God, it's flowers from the trash. They're just all over me. Oh my God. They're flower petals coming from this big trash truck, garbage truck. Oh my God. Pink petals. That was beautiful. We just passed it. So a lot of these insights, they come in the waking hour, that stayed between my waking state and the dream. And a lot of people think that they go outside of the body. I feel like I'm going deep inside the body, into my bones, and I'm reading my DNA, and I'm reading the collective DNA as I'm sleeping, and then I come back into being when I'm awake. And that one moment of me coming back, like rushing back into the body and being awoken, is when all of a sudden I know everything. And I will be making all sorts of little videos about that, and also just random cool things and guidance that I receive throughout the day, which are constant, they're continuous, and I've been keeping it all to myself, and I'm absolutely 100% sure that I'm meant to share it, so I will. Alright, let this be a little tiny intro to the new series of my spiritual side. Alright, have a beautiful day, friends. Bye.